are often told time will tell. Why does time get to tell this story? It is our story.
Don't tell me we're just farmers.
Don't tell me this industry isn't cutting edge.
Don't tell me we can't achieve long-term career success.
Don't tell me we aren't building a 21st century workforce.
Don't tell me that we're not making a difference.
Indiana is done being modest.
Indiana is ag.
Indiana is bio.
Indiana is science.
So you tell us, are you ready to be the voice? We can't wait for time to tell our story. We all must be the voice.
It's time.
It's time.
We are the voice.
We are the voice.
It's time to tell.
It is time to tell.
I did not pick the music. I feel like I should do something, though, as a result of that. That video still gives me chills every time I see it. Can I do a show of hands? How many people have already seen it? Okay, now let's flip it. How many people, that was first time? Awesome, great. Welcome, everyone, to our third annual Indiana Agbiosciences Innovation Summit, presented by Dow AgroSciences and Elanco Animal Health. I am Beth Bechdol, President and CEO of AgriNovus Indiana. I will say to you, we appreciate your understanding and a little bit of confined quarters. We've had a great surge in attendees over the last couple of weeks, and so we'll make sure that we get other people who are coming in to kind of move down this way. But we are really thrilled with the turnout and with the fact that all of you are spending the day with us for this really outstanding program. As we begin, I'd like to make some special recognitions. This has really turned out to be one of the most diverse audiences of really any event that I personally have attended or been involved with. And I believe that is extremely important to our work and to the mission of AgriNovus, which is to bring a lot of different ideas from a lot of different people. Many of you who may sort of think that you aren't normally positioned to be in the room with other people who are here, or even at the table that you're sitting at with other people and innovators who are here. But we have business executives, investors, entrepreneurs, scientists, international trade delegates, government and policy leaders, nonprofit and trade association leadership, teachers, and students. And our students are high school students, undergraduates, PhD candidates, and from a variety of schools, and that's thrilling for us. In fact, I'd actually like to ask all of the students in the room to please stand. We are especially thrilled, you can go ahead and be seated, we are especially thrilled to have the Indiana State FFA officer team with us. And I believe, I love a good teacher who makes his students sit in the very front row. We also have the Greensburg High School FFA chapter, at least student representatives from that chapter, and their advisor, Greg Schneider, who somehow managed to get a free pass for the day from his administrators or principals. But I mean, this is what a way to miss school, right? I would definitely want to be spending the day here. So Greg, thank you to you and to the Greensburg students. Thank you very much as well for being with us today. We are also joined by students from Purdue, from Huntington University, from Ivy Tech, from IUPUI, and from Ancilla College. And we'll probably talk about this a little later through the course of the day. But again, it may seem like I'm hitting on this point a little too much, but this diversity and having these young people in this room interacting, networking, and hearing the presentations that we have set for the course of this day is just so fundamentally important to us being successful at developing a 21st century talent, human capital pipeline, and workforce that thinks about the ag biosciences, food and agricultural innovation as a career opportunity and professional pathway for them. And that really is a very fundamental tenet for us at AgriNovus. I also would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge from the very start our stakeholders, our AgriNovus Board and Innovation Council members. I know many of you are here in the room. Your logos are on the screens behind me, but I would like to ask our board members and our Innovation Council members to please stand and be recognized as well. I know we have several. Thank you very much for being here and for not only your personal support, but for the support of your businesses and your organizations. And finally, today would not be possible without our many sponsors whose logos will be rotating throughout the day, but let me take a moment to acknowledge them now. Our presenting sponsors this year are Dow AgroSciences and Elanco Animal Health. Thank you to both of them for not only their investment today, but also their continued support of all of the work of AgriNovus. We also have gold level sponsors, Advanced Agrilytics, Ice Miller, and Indiana Farm Bureau. Silver level sponsors, Barnes & Thornburg, Bose McKinney & Evans, Elevate Ventures, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Gutwein Popcorn, Huntington University, Ivy Tech Community College, and the Purdue Foundry. And finally, our bronze level sponsors, Clear Object, Cultivian Sandbox Ventures, FLM Plus, GeoSilos, LDI Limited, and Sikich. And we also have several contributing partners who have provided a wide variety of in-kind support, social media presence, and other kinds of important contributions that will make the day, I know, a great success. So 2017 presented AgriNovus with the much anticipated opportunity to shift from economic analysis and understanding our landscape and doing our homework to action. And over the course of the last year, we very much focused on intentional and very well-aligned programming around public education and awareness, talent and workforce development, and also entrepreneurial support. Earlier this year, we did have the opportunity to design and release the Time to Tell video that opened today, and we had a great many partners. Obviously, the individuals, the VIPs, I call them, of Indiana, who stepped up to be not only the faces of that video, but also the other partners who contributed to the ideation and to the content, really, I think, were very instrumental in helping us tell this innovation story to change people's minds, to correct misperceptions, and to show that the ag biosciences are happening here in Indiana. And so I would like to now welcome to the stage one of our greatest champions in this effort, our Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Development, Suzanne Crouch. Please join me in welcoming the Lieutenant Governor. You got the same music.
I like the music. Anyway, good morning. Thank you, Beth, for that introduction and the invitation to be with you all this morning. It is my life's greatest honor to serve as the 52nd Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Indiana and a partner to our Governor Eric Holcomb. And as Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Development, I am constantly in awe of the growth and the scope of our agricultural assets in this state. Those assets contribute over $31 billion to our state's economy. And our world is becoming more and more interconnected in each passing day, which requires all of us to become more and more collaborative. Modern agriculture's success is built on a partnership with seemingly disconnected industries such as tech and pharma, Internet of Things, and technology. But connecting those strengths and getting our traditional agricultural strengths connected with our life science and tech sectors becomes more and more critical with each passing year. I applaud the bold statement and the call to action of AgriNovus and the so many voices that are telling that story. To take ownership, to promote, to be proud, to tell our story, because it is our time and it is happening. Governor Holcomb and I recognize the importance of Agbiosciences to Indiana, and we will continue to encourage and incent innovation and entrepreneurship as we take Indiana to the next level. And AgriNovus has put together an outstanding program for you today, and I hope that when you leave, you will be better prepared and more excited to tell our story. So thank you all for what you do for Indiana. And what I always like to remind people, what is truly great about Indiana are her people, you in this room today, Hoosiers all across our great state, who understand that government alone is not the answer, but rather you are. And our pioneering spirit in Indiana is alive, and it is well, because as Hoosiers, we work hard, we're independent, and we understand what really matters. And so, just as each and every one of you work day in and day out to leave your place and your space a little better for your children and your grandchildren, Governor Holcomb and I want to work alongside you to leave our state a little better for future generations. So enjoy today, leave telling our story, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Crouch, for your words and for your continued support. Before we jump into the program, just a few reminders that always have to happen at events like this. Make sure that your mobile devices are on silent. We will make sure that throughout the day we have enough breaks and other times that you'll be able to catch up on email and other kinds of technology necessities. We also do have Wi-Fi available to you though, so we know that with laptops and even your silenced phones, keeping on top of emails and other communications that are coming into you throughout the day are important. So you'll just need to use the JW Marriott Meeting Network and our password, thank you to our sponsors, Salin Bank, have used their name as the password for that Wi-Fi access. So it is, as you see, Salin Bank, all one word, capital S, capital B, no spaces in between. And so we appreciate their support and their willingness to make that available to all of you today. Now, even though I need your phones on silent, I do need you all to be a part of our social media outreach today. And so I am especially looking at the students in the room who undoubtedly all have to have Twitter accounts, because I'm guessing that I look at a few other tables and there may be a few of us who have not yet decided that we need our own at Beth Bechdol something something. We do have, as AgriNovus, a very active account. You'll see at AgriNovus IN. So students, if you aren't following us yet, follow us now. And you have permission to pull out the devices. Greg, they can do this, right? And get the phones out, have them, you can look at them throughout the day. If you hear something that's of interest to you, if there's a really great aha takeaway moment, tweet it. Get it out there, put it out into the Twitter sphere for us. We want a lot of people outside of this room to be a part of the storytelling and to know what people are excited about and learning about here at the summit. All of the speaker handles, so most of our speakers, whether it's them personally or their companies that they represent, all of those handles are also in your program. So as you're tweeting about something you heard, be sure that you tag the speaker or that company or organization that they represent as well. It gets the story out even broader. And we also have a number of hashtags, Time to Tell, Ag Summit 17, Agbiosciences, Ag Innovation. Take your pick. Use those as freely and as liberally as you like. One other twist, and this will show again a little bit of the demographics in the room. We do ask that if you have Twitter access, that you tweet questions to the speakers. So you can do that real time while they're presenting. We'll have people who are monitoring the Twitter accounts. All you need to do is make sure that you reference the hashtags, Ag Summit 17, Time to Tell, so that our team can be watching and monitoring those to feed those questions to us up here on the stage, to our moderators, to our speakers and our panelists. However, if you don't have a Twitter account and you have a burning question, we still have old-fashioned microphones, right, that are positioned in the room, and we would ask you to just make your way to one of those stations and be sure to get your question in, because we want as much interaction and as much dialogue as possible. So with that, our program is designed today to really take you on a journey. We really are trying to help, I think, tell the very broad story of the ag biosciences. And I would encourage you to think about that today as you hear the different presentations and we touch on the different themes that each of our sessions will cover. And so to start, we are actually going to concentrate on the research and development advancements that are taking place that I would argue are going to change the lives of every single person on this planet. We will then discuss geography and place and the importance of that to making everything work and everything come together. We will also concentrate on the need and the opportunity for leadership across industries, the convergence of innovation, the convergence of different sectors to really bring this great sector of the ag bioscience together. And we'll end with some discussion around early stage companies, startups, entrepreneurs, and how we make sure they are also a vital part of this ecosystem.